Greetings. This is the Steppen Gamer channel, and I am the Steppen Gamer. Like Hermann Hesse's Steppenwolf, I play alone. Join me as I play traditional multiplayer games solo. Today I'm refighting Gettysburg, and I'm using the excellent Musket Battles system by Command Post Games. Now this scenario is available with both brigades and divisions. When I'm playing Day 1, there aren't too many units out there, and I play with brigades. But today I'm playing the full battle, and divisions keep the number of blocks much more manageable. Alright, enough yada yada yada. Let's get into it. It's July 1st, early morning. General Buford nervously awaits the approaching Confederate column. A.P. Hill, the newly minted Corps commander, enters along the Chambersburg Pike. He's heard rumors of Union cavalry at Gettysburg, and he elects to swing south. General Buford is comforted to hear that General Reynolds is approaching from the south along the Gettysburg Road. Now General A.P. Hill sees the large dust columns thrown up into the air by all the Union troops marching towards Gettysburg. He intends to swing south and try to get around behind them. And now it's late morning. General Reynolds is very concerned. He knows Doubleday's division is coming up the Hagerstown Road, and he fears they're going to run right into the Confederates that are moving south. He knows there's a large Confederate force coming in from the north, and his messages to Doubleday have not gotten through. The riders came back and said there's Confederates everywhere. He knows that General Oliver Howard is coming up right behind him. He has sent riders to Oliver Howard's corps and said, "Watch out for Southerners on your left." For his part, Howard is prepared. Forward vedettes have identified a schoolhouse south of the Confederate forces, and Howard's column is going to gather there. Not blind to the Federal moves, A.P. Hill sets up a defense and sends word to Pender to hurry along. Doubleday enters and must immediately come out of column, and this becomes a most unexpected meeting. Meanwhile, Reynolds has Robinson and Wadsworth prepared to defend Gettysburg. He orders his bags onto the Baltimore Pike behind Cemetery Hill, and then all he can do is set up a thin line of detachments between 1st and 9th Corps. And he orders Buford's cavalry to mind the gap. And now, in the midday heat, Lee arrives at the battlefield to survey the situation, and he stops at the McPherson farm. Now the pickle Doubleday is in is that he's out of command range of Reynolds, so he can't attack. All he can do is defend. His scout reports indicate that he could break through and rejoin his forces, but that is very risky. He decides to hold and dig in right where he is. Hearing of Doubleday's plight, Howard orders an attack, and Steinwehr's Germans march to the sound of the guns, and Buford's cavalry mounts McPherson Ridge to survey the situation. And Pender assaults Doubleday, and Ewell arrives, and discovers that Reynolds has prepared a reception for him, and Ewell stops to direct traffic at the Hoffman farm. It's midday and combat erupts southwest of Gettysburg, and Doubleday's division is wiped out, but Pender's division has felt the sting of the 1st Minnesota. And then we have elements of Heath's division facing Barlow and Skirts. Though not easily done, Heath's men are driven from the hill. And now it's past midday, well into the afternoon, for turn 5. Heath and Pender attempt to drive Skirts from the hill. A.P. Hill's cannon opens up under the goons spotted on the hilltop, throwing them into disorder as elements of Pender's division attack. Howard sends Barlow back up the hill to help Skirts, as Steinwehr deploys behind Pitzer Run. Realizing the position is not critical, Buford's men ride off, and Ewell presents a strong front as elements of his corps threaten the Union flank, and hot combat erupts on the Union left. And both sides fight to complete exhaustion and are ineffective for the rest of the day. And now it's dinner time, and both sides look woefully for more reinforcements. The approaching roads are empty. And feeling aggressive today, Howard attempts to secure the position. Likewise, A.P. Hill is feeling aggressive today. Reynolds adjusts his line to the mounting threat, and now Richard Ewell lets slip the dogs of war. You'll have to take my word for this, as I forgot to move the camera. And at dinner time, the lines erupt. And when smoke clears, Steinwehr's Germans hold the hill, and Reynolds has fallen back. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, there was no reason to try and hold that position. Is help coming? Both sides look for reinforcements, but Ewell thinks he can sweep the Yankees from the field. Reynolds sets up a new position on Cemetery and Culp's Hill. Buford falls back to the Union right. General Sickles races north. Howard is worried about the Confederate artillery breaking up his lines. He pulls them back to where they have cover. A.P. Hill rebuilds his line and moves his artillery forward. And Anderson comes up the Chambersburg Pike and joins the rest of the corps. And Slocum's 12th Corps races up the Baltimore Pike. Not wishing to give them any slack, Ewell drives forward and manages to flank the position on Culp's Hill. And now the drive in the center. And now the attack on Wadsworth's division. In the end, the Yankees are driven back. No one's left in control of Cemetery Hill. And now it's turn 8. Final effort. And Richard Ewell moves up, grabs the initiative, and secures the position around Culp's Hill and Cemetery Hill. And Sickles sets up a strong line on Cemetery Ridge and the Peach Orchard. Reynolds and Sickles confer and set up a new line. A.P. Hill has Anderson relieve Pender's exhausted division. Howard is ordered to fall back to the wood line. Humphrey's division arrives to strengthen the Union left. Buford's cavalry recovers. Slocum's corps takes up its position on the Union right. And as the day comes to an end, Longstreet's corps arrives. Lee and Longstreet shake hands. Surveying the battlefield, it looks like Longstreet will be able to form up and drive right through the Union line in the morning. What will the night turn bring? Now at nighttime, you cannot attack. And in fact, you cannot even be within 1/3 of an infantry move. Ewell gets word to make room for Longstreet's arrival. Sickles forms his line, and Meade and Hancock come riding up the road. And looky what they bring. And it seems like we've had a change in the lineup. Hancock has been replaced with Strand. Hey, that's me! Next on is Reynolds' corps. Reynolds unpacks bags, which means they're gonna hold here. Wadsworth and Robinson recover. Howard has been congratulated for holding the line on day 1. He's welcome to fall back and take a breather on the Union left. And look what comes trundling up in the night. That's what they were missing today. The artillery. And then Longstreet does Longstreet things. And A.P. Hill rallies his men in the night. And Buford's cavalry rides out to the east. Now remember, ordinarily when playing a game, you don't play with the labels up. You play with the labels facing you, and if somebody gets spent, they're flipped upside down, but the enemy can't see anything. With all the labels exposed, these are obviously detachments and would crumble in an attack. Union troops on this side have no way of knowing that. It's as if anywhere you might attack, you're going to encounter the elite units of Johnston's division, or Hood's Texans. You just don't know. And now it's the morning of day 2. And if we review the casualties of the day, we can see on the Confederate side that Ewell and A.P. Hill have each lost a block. And if we look on the Union side, we can see the devastation that A.P. Hill wrought. First, he destroyed Doubleday of Reynolds' division as he came up out of the west. And then Howard suffered grievous losses with Skritz and Barlow, trying to hold the Union left, which he basically did, but at what cost? What will day 2 bring? And here are the final positions of both armies at the end of day 1 and at the beginning of day 2.